The Cross of St. George is a state decoration of the Russian Federation. It was initially established by Imperial Russia, where it was officially known as the Decoration of the Military Order of St. George between 1807 and 1913. The Cross of St. George was reinstated into the Russian awards system in 1992. History 1807 to 1917, established in the February 1807 decree of Emperor Alexander I. It was intended as a reward for undaunted courage by the lower ranks of the military. Article 4 of the decree ordered the decoration to hang from the same ribbon as the Order of St. George. There was only a single class with no restriction as to the number of awards per person. The first soldier to be awarded the Cross of St. George was a cavalry non-commissioned officer named Yegor Ivanovich Mitrokhin. He received the award for distinction in the battle against the French at Friedland on 2 June 1807. Numbering of the crosses on the reverse began in January 1809. Conversely, a register of the awards was also started that same year. By this time, approximately 10,000 crosses had already been awarded. By the beginning of the War of 1812, 16,833 crosses had been produced by the Mint. Statistics of awards over the first years is detailed below. 1812 to 6,783 awarded. 1813 to 8,611 awarded. 1814 to 9,345 awarded. 1815 to 3,983 awarded. 1816 to 2,682 awarded. 1817 to 659 awarded. 1818 to 328 awarded. 1819 to 189 awarded. An 1856 royal decree divided the decoration into 4 classes. A person initially received the 4th class and would subsequently be promoted to higher classes for further acts of bravery. One who received all 4 classes was called a full Cavalier of St. George. The 1st and 2nd classes were made of gold, the 3rd and 4th were made of silver. The numbering on the reverse began anew for each class of the decoration. A 1913 royal decree officialized the name Cross of St. George, and the numbering began anew. In 1915, due to war shortages, the 1st and 2nd class decorations were made of lower-grade gold. The 3rd and 4th class decorations were produced in the same 99% silver. There were 26,950 first-class crosses and 52,900 second-class crosses produced in low-grade gold. Approximate number of St. George crosses awarded from 1914 to 1,917 to 1 St. class 33,000. Second class 65,000. Third class 289,000. Fourth class 1.2 million. 1M was used in the serial number to indicate the number 1 million. On 10 September 1916, the highest council of ministers approved a change to the St. George Cross, removing the gold and silver from its making. They began to mint crosses made of yellow metal and of white metal. The crosses first and second class, made of yellow metal, had the letters JM above the serial number. The crosses second and third class, made of white metal, had the letters BM above the serial number. The number of crosses produced for each class in JM and BM. First class JM 10,000, 32,481 to 42,480. Second class JM 20,000, 65,031 to 85,030. Third class MB 49,500, 289,151 to 338,650. 4th class MB 89,000 1,210,151 to 1,299,150. In 1917, the Provisional Government changed the Statute of the Cross, allowing its award to junior officers. When awarded as such, a silver laurel branch device was affixed to the ribbon. The Cross of St. George was abolished after the Russian Revolution of 1917. The Order of Glory nominally replaced it during the Soviet era. 1992 Reinstatement. Following the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, the Cross of St. George was reinstated by decision of the Supreme Soviet of the Russian Federation 2557I of March 20, 1992. Its award criteria were amended twice, first on August 8, 2000 by Presidential Decree 1463 and most recently by Presidential Decree 1099 of the 7th of September 2010. The Cross of St. George is awarded to soldiers, sailors, sergeants, petty officers, warrant officers and junior officers for deeds and distinction in battle in defense of the fatherland, as well as for deeds and distinction in battle on the territory of other states while maintaining or restoring international peace and security, with recognized instances of courage, dedication and military skill. Awarded sequentially in 4 classes from the 4th to the 1st for subsequent acts of courage. The first post-reinstatement award ceremony took place in August 2008 to soldiers who displayed courage and heroism during the armed conflict in South Ossetia. On that day, Russian President Dmitry Medvedev decorated 11 soldiers and sergeants with the Cross of St. George, 4th class, for courage and heroism displayed in the performance of military duties. A further 263 servicemen were decorated with the Cross of St. George for distinction displayed in the Georgia operation. List of the 11 initial recipients in August 2008: Adushkin Sergei Ravilyevich, Junior Sergeant; Alexeyev Sergei Alexandrovich, Junior Sergeant; Barzhanov Taras Germanovich, Private; Kelozev Atamas Tamerlanovich, Junior Sergeant; Kropchatnikov Alexander Dmitrievich, Private; Mustafin Ferad Ravkadovich, Private; Nergaliyev Nail Ravilyevich, Private; Polushkin Sergei Nikolaevich, Junior Sergeant; Revan Nikolai Dmitrievich, Private; Suvorov Dmitry Alexandrovich, Private; Unisov Rustam Abdukidirovich, Junior Sergeant. Award description: the modern Cross of St. George is virtually identical to the Imperial variant. It is a 34 mm wide cross pate worn on the left side of the chest with other medals. The obverse has a central medallion bearing the right-facing image of St. George on horseback slaying the dragon. The reverse of the central medallion bears the Cyrillic monogram of the Order of St. George (SG). The reverse of the 2 lateral arms of the cross bear the serial number of the award, the left arm having an embossed letter N at its left extremity. The class of the cross is embossed on the reverse of the lower arm: 1 for the 1st class, 2 for the 2nd class, 3 for the 3rd class and 4 for the 4th class. The crosses 1st and 2nd class are made of gilt silver. The crosses 3rd and 4th class are made of silver. All 4 crosses hang from the standard Russian pentagonal mount covered with an overlapping 24 mm wide silk moire ribbon of St. George. A bow made of the same ribbon is affixed to the crosses 1st and 3rd class to distinguish them from the 2nd and 4th class awards. When the cross is not worn, a ribbon bar is worn on the uniform. The ribbon bar is 8 mm high by 24 mm wide. It bears a 7 mm high golden metallic Roman numeral denoting the class of the award.